Things Fall Apart, Guided Tour, pages 125 through 150. Boy, will this one be short, surprisingly compared to all of the others. Tone and narrative brilliance going on in this section from pages 125 to 150. We do have a rumor that somebody has killed Okoli? Okoli, I believe, has killed the sacred python. They're probably referring to one of these African uh, rock pythons. They frequent a lot of different areas. Basically, this is from an African Snake Bite Institute. The southern African python is by far the largest snake, reaching a maximum length of around 5.5 meters. I did the calculation, that's around 18 feet. Weighing around 65 kilograms, it can be a subspecies of the it used to be a subspecies of the African rock python, but is now recognized as a full species. It feeds largely on warm-blooded prey like small antelope, monkeys, game, birds, and dassies, but also takes leguans and even crocodiles. Attacks on humans are rare and fatalities are virtually unheard of. The snake is largely active at night, but is fond of basking during the day. It is at home in water and can remain submerged for long periods, and this is one of the reasons why they would probably run into them in the area where there's so many rivers in Okonkwo's area with all of the rain in the river basins. So, after that, not very many things to picture. There's just a like I said before in the title, tone and narrative brilliance. These two things are going hand in hand through these 25 pages very well. Much of pages 125 to 150 is written to help the reader understand the frustration that Okonkwo must have felt. You've read throughout his entire life, he grew a certain way, he thought a certain way, he behaved a certain way. He had a work ethic for a certain reason. He was motivated for a certain reason. All of the book points towards he has played by the rules, played a certain game, so that he can attain a certain thing that he has been after for a very very long time, and then he gets banished due to a rare ridiculous accident. It just not ridiculous meaning it shouldn't have banished him. Ridiculous meaning just the chances of it happening so small and so strange and such utter bizarre circumstances. He ends up getting banished. He's exiled. He spends his 7 years working to try to make sure that when he comes back, he has as much as he can. And when he comes back, he did all of his part, and he was feeling pretty good. And then he returns, and it's not the same. I can't imagine. But I can imagine that it happens an awful lot. If we think about our lives and the amount of time we live in a lifespan, we're going to see so many things go obsolete. We're going to see so much change, and we're going to have to embrace so much change. And that's something that we should understand. But it's difficult for Okonkwo because they haven't had to embrace much change at all in forever. They had a special society and special culture and special rituals all worked out that made sure that everything was taken care of in its own way. And now a lot of that is being thrown into question. And that's just horrendously difficult for him. His whole life, he worked under that rule set, played that game, and now the game that he valued, that he cared about, that he wanted to be number one at, isn't even that important anymore. Everybody's talking about the new game. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine. The writer does a fantastic job of showing this through just so many different perspectives. Through the perspective of Mr. Kiaga, and the Mr. Brown, and over time, and through many different stories here and there, and through different people all over the place, and some people enjoying the situation, some people not enjoying the situation. But boy, does it has changed everything. This is an inevitable tone that the writer uses. It's not going to stop. It's in there. You feel it. this is not going away. This is here and this is now, and you better catch it and take flight with it. Everybody better, because it's not going away. You feel that in the way that it's written. The writer also attains an amazing balance, showing some of the native people really appreciating the benefits of the white colonization, and others, like, of course, Okonkwo. When we inevitably, the narration returns to Okonkwo, because it always does, his vision of things is just from that specific point of view, and it shows how badly he hates it, and how badly his culture is getting strangled by it, and changed by it, and altered by it, and is not going to ever be the same. And it shows it from all of the different angles. It does such an incredible job of it. Sometimes it leaves and it follows different people, and that's one of the ways that it attains it, is just by jumping around in its different camera views of the situation from many different views. And it's that shifting narration that allows the story to show, the gigantic complexity of the issue. So it's a relatively short walkthrough for these last pages, but those are the things that I, as an English teacher, really appreciate for those pages, is just how amazing the writer is able to get all of that and make all of that work together, and it's just brilliant. So that's it for the guide and the tour for 125 to 150.